Hey guys, it's Will VS93 here, and look at what we are reviewing today. Alright, so before I get into this guy, the reason why I haven't posted a toy review in like a month is because, well, read this annotation that I posted right here, and, you'll know what's going on. Okay, so let's get into this guy. So here we have the Bandai 50th Memorial Box, Meltdown Godzilla, from Godzilla vs. Destroya. Alright, now let's get into the card before I forget it. So here we have the card that came with the figure. Pretty cool card. See, we have something about Godzilla's 50th anniversary up there. Here we have the Japanese movie title, Godzilla vs. Destroya, which, even though Godzilla vs. Destroya was not featured in my top 10 favorite Godzilla movies video, it should be, because I watch this movie over and over and over all the time. So maybe I'll fix that video up soon. Here I have the silhouette for the 50th anniversary, and there we have number 22, which, I'm guessing this means, like, it's the 22nd movie in the franchise, which it is. And here we have a picture of burning Godzilla. Pretty cool. Alright, and there's nothing on the back. So yeah, pretty cool card. Now this figure is just really amazing. It's a masterpiece. Let's get a little bit closer for this. You can still see all these skin details is molded in there. They didn't just, made this figure in red vinyl and forget about the detail. No, it's still all there. Just, oh wow. I just love the way how the red and orange, like, kind of blend in his body right there. It's really awesome. See the tail and the underside of the tail. Just a really awesome figure. Now, there's two things I want to talk about this figure. The one thing is this figure's mold. Now this mold should look familiar. I'll give you 2 seconds to guess. Okay, your time's up. So here we have my Bandai Burning Godzilla, which was featured in my very first toy review. So yeah, these two figures have the exact same body. The only thing that's different about them is their paint job, obviously. And like I mentioned in his review, this mold was originally an 8-inch figures mold that was released back in 1995. There was a Burning Godzilla that was released in 1995. It didn't look like this. I'll put pictures at the end of this video of what the figures look like. But when this mold was scaled down to 6-inch figures, this Burning Godzilla was the first to have it. And then it was reused later for 3 other figures that were part of a Bandai museum thing, which those 3 figures were a Glitter Godzilla, a Burning Godzilla, and a Meltdown Godzilla. But I'll talk about the Meltdown Godzilla when I get into paint job, which I'm going to get into right now. So let's move him. Now this figure's paint job, as you can see, it's mainly red, but it has some orange mixed in there. It has orange for the spines. Has it for the toes, the belly, the hands and claws, and also for the top of the head. Now because this figure has the orange mixed in, it kind of gives it that nice explosive looking effect. But the Meltdown Godzilla that was released for the Bandai Museum, that figure didn't have the orange at all. It was completely red. It was all red, and it looked pretty blah and dull and boring. So thankfully, the Bandai Memorial Box figure doesn't look like that. So yeah, thank God that thank God this figure stayed true to what the 8-inch figure looked like, because there is an 8-inch figure of this guy out there, and I do want to get my hands on that one day, because this is a very good looking figure. let's bring the guys in together. One more shot. Now I'm a really big fan of this mold. I think it's a pretty perfect looking Heisei Godzilla mold. So I think it would be cool one day if Bandai could make a normal Heisei Godzilla with this mold. I think that would be really nice. Maybe some of you agree, maybe you don't. But whatever, just expressing what I think would be cool. Alright, now let's get into articulation. So Godzilla has a swivel head, arms go in and out, legs rotate 360, and the tail, on this guy, the tail was part of the whole body mold. So I'm guessing this figure also has it as part of the whole body. But I'm not even going to try because this is a pretty rare figure. Alright, so let's get into sizing now. So I've rambled on enough. Now, because there is supposedly an alternate ending to Godzilla vs. Destroyer where Godzilla is still fighting Destroyer while he's melting down. Or at least I think that's how it goes. So if I'm wrong, someone correct me. Why isn't this focusing? Okay, there we go. Alright, so here is Destroyer. Now, as you can tell, this Destroyer is still taller than Godzilla, but, I think, like I said in my Burning Godzilla review, I think Destroyer was bigger, somewhere around this big. But at least this figure is still taller than Godzilla, unlike the Bandai Japan one. So, yeah, pretty good here. Now, let's pull out his son and reincarnation, kind of, Godzilla Jr. So, yeah, like I said in the movie, Godzilla was more bigger compared to Junior. Because in the movie, Junior was only about like half of Godzilla's size. But I'm just showing this off because these guys were on screen together. And I'm gonna pull out this guy because I haven't shown him off in a very long time. So here's my Monster Arts Godzilla. And as you can see, the Monster Arts Godzilla is a little bit shorter than the Meltdown Godzilla. And the reason why I decided to pull out the Monster Arts Godzilla is because SH Monster Arts did do a Meltdown Godzilla with the Monster Arts mold out there. So I think it was called the Comic-Con Exclusive Explosive. I forget the name of what it was called, but I'll probably post it like somewhere around here while editing this. So yeah, just bringing back this guy because I haven't shown him off in a very long time, and because Monster Arts did do a little homage to this guy. So yeah, don't you dare fall, okay? Now finally, rarity for this figure. He is a Memorial Box figure, and Memorial Box figures do tend to be hard to find, especially the 50th Memorial Box. So yeah, this figure, if you can find it, definitely get it. I got mine off eBay for $40.95, which is actually a pretty shocking deal, especially for this figure, and especially with the card too. Okay guys, so hopefully you enjoyed this video review. Hopefully get a couple more out before I leave on a trip, which I'll explain in a later video. So yeah, alright guys, later.